All right, I'm back. Don't mind this picture here. This is just something it was a funny thing I saw. I'm just gonna leave it up here so there's a background. Um, if you don't know me, I've been building a SaaS for about 8 months, something like that now. And last month, I did kind of I made a few videos where I was like looking at the trailing 30 days, but in the last month, I did 12 grand in revenue. So very exciting. Actually, my first month ever in my 3 years of doing business online that I made over $10,000 in revenue. So pretty exciting, but I mean, I was thinking about making a video about it. You hit the goal and you go, oh, that's cool, but I'm already like, all right, 30K a month. And then I know once I hit 30, I'm going to be like, all right, 100, just 3x. That's not the point of the video. The point of the video is that you cannot allow yourself to burn out. And this is something that is much easier said than done. I'm going to explain why. I'm going to use three similar things. So there's three things. I mean, there's probably a million things like this, but these are kind of my personal ones um, that you're going to regret stopping if you stop it. But it's very easy to rationalize stopping it. So the first one is running ads or working on doing whatever you do to acquire customers. It's very easy to rationalize stopping. If you have like a lot of lead flow, if things are going well, you might go, it's not that big of a deal. I'm just gonna like pause what I'm doing right now and I'll pick it back up in a week or two once I have more time to handle this. That's a mistake. 2 weeks later, the pipeline's totally dry. You're depressed because you have no new customers, and you go, fuck, why did I ever stop doing that? Same thing applies to checking for bugs. So if you have a SaaS, you're gonna have constant bugs. You'll probably release your SaaS. You're gonna have like a bunch of bugs, and you go one by one. You find each bug, you solve it, but then you build new features. And every time you add features, you add bugs on accident. And I'm trying to make this a maybe daily part of my routine to actually look at the logs, look at the bugs, and try to fix all of them. Because even if they're just harmless, um, you're gonna look at your logs and you're gonna see red, and that's fine if you know what that bug is. But soon something actually bad is gonna happen, and you're not gonna know because you already have those errors. You're just gonna go, oh, the error rate's like a little bit higher than it was, but no, that could be something really bad going on that you need to look into, and you'll just miss it because you're not, um, paying attention to it. So or you are paying, even if you pay attention to it, you'll just have errors there. So staying on top of bugs, you're going to regret it if you stop, but it's easy to rationalize stopping it because, like, oh, I'm busy with this other thing. They're not that big of a deal. You'll regret it. And then the last one, the one I want to make this video about is I'm not gay, all right? I'll preface that by saying this, but self care, taking care of yourself. Um, that's really important, actually thinking about what you're like, how you're maintaining your mental health. Because the thing about it is, if you go to the gym every day for a month, you're gonna feel good, right? Maybe your muscles grew a little bit. You just feel lighter on your feet. You're stronger. Um, and you say after that month, you go, all right, I'm just gonna take one day off. I'm really busy today. I need to get this thing done. I'll just skip today. And the crazy thing is, you skip that day and you feel even better because you have all these benefits from working out for a month, but now you're not tired because you haven't gone to the gym. You have all this extra time, and you go, wow, this is pretty good. And then a week later, you feel a little bit worse. And then, a month later, you feel even worse, and your self esteem is lower, and it's harder to start going back. And so you go, fuck, why did I ever stop? Um, and it's that way with kind of taking care of yourself, because when I was working on an update last week, I was just like, all right, I'm going to stop working out for a week. I'm just going to like go ham on this update. And what happened yesterday and today is I just got totally fucked up. Like my brain was like just super stressed out. I couldn't handle like anything. I couldn't focus, and it was just terrible. Like I was not functional. And the thing about burnout, that's basically burnout, right? And with burnout, the nature of the word is kind of puts an image in your mind where it's like you have all this energy and then you don't, and you're, demotivated or whatever. But burnout comes in so many factors that you often don't realize you have burnout until it's kind of too late. That's kind of the insidious thing about it. And so you really have to look at you just have to keep it up, And the crazy thing is, like, I spent, I would devote like 2 hours a day to go to the gym. Got to drive there, got to get the machines, all that shit. Um, I could have just gone for a run. A run usually takes 30 minutes, and then maybe 15 minutes to shower, something like that. Altogether, let's say like an hour to go for a run, and you feel way better. Either that or you just sleep better that night, which is also really important. And you have higher self esteem, and most importantly, your mental health isn't going to totally deteriorate. You still could burn out, obviously, but I think it's really important to do that. And then also, just like long walks have really helped me, talking out what you're thinking, especially, if you hit that point of burnout, trying to like, I think for me this time burnout just came from having like 16 different priorities crammed into my brain, and I dropped my pen. I had to pick it up. Just having like 16 different priorities crammed in my brain, and running is an insanely good tool to clear that, and walking is also good for kind of distilling it down to what actually matters. Walking and thinking or talking. But yeah, I think the most important thing to remember is it's a marathon, not a sprint, and you just need to keep going, Putting in 12 hours of work per day for a week is great if you can do that. But, what's that? 84 hours of work is not much compared to the, 1,000 hours or something you'll put in over a year. And so, is that right? No, because a week, 52, say like 500 hours or something you put into a week, right? Into a month, into a year. Holy shit, my brain's fried. What's this math here? If you can put 12 hours times 365. Okay, my brain's just retarded. But either way, if you put in like 1,000 hours in a year, that's much better than just putting in, 84 hours in a single week and then totally burning out. And yeah, I think that's part of the game. There's so much. I just am learning so much about how this game actually works, because there's so many like, I should make a video about what it's actually like to hit 10K a month, because there are some realizations you have like along the way to it, where like when you're starting your business, you have so many fears. There's this competitor over here, my product doesn't matter. There's this critical problem that I see as really important that's going to make this whole thing go away, blah, blah, blah. And the crazy thing about it is those walls get broken down. Either you let them break you down, or as you go, they just get broken down, and then you look back at it and go, damn, that wasn't even a wall in the first place. And yeah, I don't know where I started this tangent at, but that's just something interesting I've noticed. I'll try to make a video about, I gotta make videos about my tech stack still, and what it's like to hit 10K a month. Pretty soon, what it's like to hit 30K a month. Fingers crossed. And yeah, scaling a SaaS is hard, but I'm hoping to move to Bali, and then everything will be okay. And then I'm gonna start selling a course, maybe. It's weird to think about selling a course, because when I think about my business, I just think of myself as being like insanely lucky. you know, where like there's so many things that have gone correctly for me to get to this position, even just in the last like 6 months with this business, just like so much I feel like is very hard to reproduce intentionally. And so it's like, how can you even sell a course on this? But at the same time, there's a lot of people out there where they make like, a little bit of money doing their some business, and then they go sell a course and make 5 times that selling the course. So, you know, maybe it's a good path to go down. Does kind of sound more fun, but yeah. At any rate, yeah, don't burn yourself out. Um, Take some time for yourself. I mean, especially once you've hit that burnout point, you know, I think when you hit that burnout point, there's still so much to do. Sometimes I think you burn out when there's nothing left to do and you're like, don't know what to do with yourself. But I think anytime you hit burnout, you just have to like take some time. Like, I mean, maybe the best people like Elon are constantly thinking about that thing, everything that they need to work on. Um, but I think for us mortals, it's good to have that, to have your brain full of other stuff. Like you'll notice it when you're working for a long time and then you just, you know, get like entrenched in a podcast or enjoy like a movie or something. It's like this weight is lifted off you. And it actually feels like, when you like lay in your bed after a long, hard day and your body just feels so like, it just feels so good to lay in the bed. That's exactly what it's like to just take your mind off something. And I'm not good at this because I literally wake up, I'm instantly thinking about my business. The whole day I'm thinking about it. You know, when I go for walks, I'm thinking about it. When I go to the gym, I'm listening to a business podcast. And I think it's really important to like have that time, like an hour, 2 hours a day where you just go into your own world. Like you could play a sport, you could go for a walk, you could watch a YouTube video, something like that. I think it's really good. I used to struggle a lot with watching YouTube too much, where I wouldn't be able to work because when I would eat meals or something, I would like watch YouTube, and then I would just want to watch YouTube. And I think that's a valid concern, but at the same time, like it feels so good to just take that pressure of the day off and watch YouTube and god damn it, and kind of zone out. And so um, I think that's important. I mean, if you don't have a business and you're trying to get something working, then by all means just grind. And when you hit like burnout, take like a couple hours and then fucking get back to it. Um, but at the same time, just remember it's a marathon, not a sprint. And if this business doesn't work out, it'll be the next or the next. That's what'll keep you going, is the belief that the next thing you do is going to be make all the difference. And so you do kind of need that resolve. But at the same time, like, um, yeah, I mean, I would just recommend like having some routine that you don't deviate from. Like for me, I'm really going to try to commit to, I mean, I already go for a walk every day. By the way, once you eat lunch, for me, I don't eat breakfast, so I eat lunch. I'm always tired. No matter what I eat, I'm always tired after I eat. And so if I go for a walk, I don't notice it and I can like kind of enjoy the walk, get my steps in, I usually try to talk through like something I'm working on. And yeah, I mean, I think walking's good, but doing something like demanding, like running, swimming, playing pickleball is a personal favorite of mine. Something like that, just to take your brain off of the day to day, is invaluable. And I think you should really strive to do that every day. because I think that's like in not only will you live longer, right, and be healthier, but you'll also just be able to clear your mind out of all the shit and actually focus on something instead of just like being fucking totally stressed out of your mind. So that's the video. Hope you enjoyed. Let me know if there's anything you want to know about my business, and I will make a video.